In this short video, I'm going to talk about the causes of extinction of plants and animals on Earth. If you go back to the history, go back to 360 million years ago, you would see from the fossil records, from the paleontological evidences, that the Earth was ruled by dinosaurs. These huge animals roamed the Earth. There's no mammal at all. Reptiles were there, only reptiles. Dinosaurs became too big and cumbersome, some 80 feet long. They lived in water, they lived on land, and some of them wanted to fly in the air. There were all kinds of dinosaurs. They were variously adapted and radiated to different circumstances. But what happened to them? They are no longer alive today. What happened? First of all, their scutes, the skin was too thick, they were too cumbersome, too heavy, their eggs were too large, bigger than the football. When they laid eggs, you see, they were not viviparous animals, they were oviparous animals, they laid eggs. And the duty of any animal is to take care of the egg till it hatches. So when the eggs were laid, they were not adequately taken care of. Because by the time they moved around to take care of the eggs, they found that their eggs were eaten by the smaller animals. That was one reason. The second reason was, as scientists say, volcanic eruptions. But third and the most important was the meteorite bombardment from the sky. That played a havoc, and these huge creatures were wiped out from the earth. And when they were wiped out, that became the starting point for the evolution of mammals. To begin with, they were as small as shrews, rats. Okay, that is one reason for extinction of animals. The second reason is also natural, like volcanic eruptions, massive earthquakes, massive flood, massive drought. These are also the reasons for extinction. Because this leads to massive destruction on the one hand, and then their shift to another place where they don't find adjustment, and they are in deep trouble, and as a result of that, their population declines and finally they are wiped out. Let's come back to the present age. You must have heard the name of a beautiful bird called dodo. This species, this dodo was last seen in Mauritius a few years ago. It was a beautiful bird, slightly pink in color, resembling that of a pigeon. But something went wrong. The animal, this bird, could not lay eggs, or the number of eggs that they produced declined in number. They could not produce their offspring, and that species finally got wiped out. In this way, you will find that there are certain reasons that lead plants and animals or push them to the brink of extinction. See, mass creation of dams and other things destroy the ecosystem. This causes shift, And some animals, of course, are able to shift, but what about plants? They remain at one place and they're adapted to their habitats. So they finally get wiped out. In this way, you will find that there are internal causes also. For example, genetic reasons. If suppose one animal has, one species has not undergone any changes over time for about, say, thousands of years, it means it has suffered some kind of stagnation. Variation is the rule of the nature. Take the example of man. The man has undergone changes for the last 1 lakh years. Originally, the brain of man was small, the cranium was small, and today the cranium is pretty big and it stores the brain, and the, even in that brain, there is one part that is the seat of intelligence and memory, and that is cerebrum. Cerebrum is highly developed. So you can say that a man over the years has become more intelligent. And this intelligence has been accelerated by another thing, that is the movements of arms and feet, particularly those of fingers. Our fingers and the finger joints are extremely flexible. Our wrist joints, palm, then fingers, all the carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges have extreme flexibility, as a result of which we handle tools of all kinds. We make rockets, we make buildings, we make dams, we do experiments and so on with the help of our hands. And that flexibility has accelerated the growth of mankind. Well, my point was slightly different. The causes of extinction, I digressed a little bit. Let me come to the third point. Human interference of late has been regarded as the major cause, major source of extinction of number of plants and animals. Human activities, for example, the tendency of man to unduly kill without any rhyme or reason, kill animals. See, those poachers and people, those who have passion for hunting, they go to jungle with their guns and shoot those animals, kill them for the purpose of enjoyment. And that merciless killing has resulted in the extinction of a number of animals. These Britishers who came over here, they also had the propensity, a hobby of killing animals in their pastimes. They would go to forest and unnecessarily kill the animals to display their pride and valor and show their ego that they are good hunters. They aim at the prey very accurately. And so was the case with Jamindars and Maharajas. They would often go to the forest for pleasure, for outing, and they would kill the animals without any rhyme or reason. Some killed animals for the commercial purposes. For instance, the killing of rhinos, killing of elephants, and, and killing of tigers for their skin, for their tusks, for their horns, etc., for their various parts. They killed them mercilessly. And that became the source of the killing of cheetah. And since last 75 years, we don't have a single cheetah. It used to be there in large parts of Asia and Arabia. Now they have been virtually wiped out. It is good that we are trying to rehabilitate those animals.